Hey guys, this is Comic and today I'm doing a review for Arrow Season 4, Episode 3, called Restoration. So with this episode, we get to see that Oliver and Diggle, they're trying to work out their stuff in one portion of the episode, and then the other portion, Laurel and Thea go to Nana Parbat. So let's start talking about Diggle's and Oliver's story first. So we get to see the original trio, the original Arrow team. They're working together, and it's not like old times because Diggle's still angry at Oliver, and Oliver doesn't really know what to do. So Oliver's kind of given up on the friendship in a way, but then he realizes, no, I have to help my friend. So Diggle, he explores more of his Argus and Hive stuff and more about his brother, and they help each other, and this is connected to Damien Dark, of course. Somehow it's always connected to Damien Dark, and we also get a new metahuman who can play cards and get cards off his skin. And if you watch Teen Wolf, he's also Argent from Teen Wolf, so it's cool to see him. So that's their story. The other stories with Thea and Laurel, Laurel does everything in her power to bring Sarah back. Even though everyone keeps saying, Laurel, is this a good idea? I don't really think you should do this. Laurel's like, nah, it's cool. Everything will be fine. So as this goes on, Malcolm keeps warning her, you see what's going on with Thea? She wasn't even dead, and she's got stuff going on. Don't bring Sarah back. Laurel's like, I'm going to bring Sarah back. And then at the pit, Thea's like, I think this is a really good idea, I don't think you should really do this. Laurel's like, nah, it's cool. Then Nyssa comes running in, begging Laurel not to put Sarah in the pit. Still does it. So Sarah goes into the pit, batshit crazy, just like Thea was, except Thea, she recovered. She just became a little dazed, had some memory loss, called Malcolm daddy. That's pretty much it that happened to her, but she wasn't dead. Now, Sarah's been dead for months. Her corpse was a corpse. It looked like a corpse. So Laurel very optimistically says, this happened to Thea, don't worry, just don't worry. And yeah, Nyssa's pretty pissed off at Laurel, which I think she deserves to be pissed off because, they're friends, and Nyssa begged her not to do it multiple times, and she still does it. Just does what she wants. And Nyssa, she burns the pit down, and she's like, well, now no one can use it. Thanks for ruining this, because it went in the wrong hands, which was Malcolm. And that's the end of the episode. So let's start talking about going back to the Diggle and Oliver story. What did I think about that one? Honestly, I was really kind of bored with it. I don't like Diggle's arc that much. I like Diggle as a character. I like when he works with people, and I like him as a character, but I really don't care about the Argus stuff. I never have, and every single time they focus on it, I just never am interested, and a lot of the episode focuses on that. And also, I feel a story that's been dragged out, but I guess is understandable, is the whole Diggle and Oliver fight. But at the same time, it just kind of got annoying that they were fighting this whole episode, and then you knew what was going to happen. They were going to make up, so it was just like, alright, this was the episode they took to make up, that's fine. And it was cool to see the trio, but it also reminds me that the show is so much better with everyone on the team than just Felicity, Dig, and Oliver. I think with the team expanding, for me personally, I like the show more, and I love the show either way, but I like it better when, Laurel and Thea are in the mix, and even when Roy was in the mix back in Season 2. I just thought the dynamics worked better. So honestly, I thought the Oliver and Diggle story was really, really weak. I just wasn't interested in it. Now moving on to the flashbacks, which I didn't really talk about, you just get to see some connections to Green Arrow Year 1, which is, they don't actually say it, but it's opium that they're creating on this island. And, Oliver's pretending to be evil, but he's not, and he's trying to work with the people that are working there. So, we don't know much about that story yet, but you're just, it's the same thing. Oliver is pretending to be something he's not. And that's the story. I like the callback to Year 1, but at the same time, I think it's a bit too late. I remember when Arrow first started, and I read Green Arrow Year 1 again. I read it a long time ago, and then I read it again when Arrow was premiering, and I was like, yeah, I want to see this with the flashbacks. I think that's where it's going. And now they're using it 4 years later when we're so bored with the flashbacks. That's why I'm just like, alright, cool callback, but this could have been done in Season 1 instead of Season 4. So moving on to the story I liked and disliked also, which is the Laurel story and the Thea story. Now, of course, I enjoyed the Thea part. even though I don't know if we got a true conclusion to her arc, she was the best part of this episode for me. And not just because she's my favorite character, but I just thought she had the most consistent arc here. You know, Thea, she wants to be healed, and, you know, we get to see the daddy-daughter issues in this episode where, you know, Malcolm's crazy, and I love seeing Malcolm as a psycho. And he lies to Thea saying, all right, you could go on this journey, and then you could get cured. And Thea's like, no, you're tricking me. I have to kill people. I don't want to do that. So you see a little bit of Oliver and I guess a little of Malcolm here too. So you see, of course, she wants to be like her brother, that she doesn't want to kill people, but at the same time, it's like, oh, I guess I have to kill people. So it's like, you know, this internal battle that of course Thea is having, which I hope they highlight even more. Like, you get a little bit of her feelings here, but I really want a good monologue of just her hashing out how she feels. You get a little bit more here, but I want a full monologue now, just like, this is how I feel about, you know, having to kill people, and, you know, being revived. So, also we learn that Thea, if she killed Ra's al Ghul, would have been cured. So, my guess is that she's gonna have to hurt, it's gonna have to hurt Malcolm. But now that the Lazarus Pit is gone, I don't know how they're gonna do that. I thought maybe, like, Malcolm will allow her to kill him, and then he would go to Lazarus Pit, but that becomes very convoluted. So, maybe she'll be able to hurt him in some way, but I think that's really the only way to do it, is for her to kill Ra's al Ghul, which is now Malcolm. Which I love that he is Ra's al Ghul, because it's a lot of fun. Thea just walks in, and they say, well, you know, she says that she's your daughter. And Malcolm's like, yeah, she is my daughter. And it's kind of cool. And then you see Nyssa say, oh, my sister-in-law. So that also reminds you that Oliver and Nyssa are still married. That's a bit weird, because Oliver wants to marry Felicity. So they're going to have to work that out. But yeah, so Thea was the best. And even that fight scene where she just ends up killing people, I like that. I don't know, you know, these things were resolved now that the Lazarus Pit's gone. I don't know how they're going to resolve it. I don't know how they're going to resolve her story, which I hope... Like, I hope it's soon, I hope it's not soon, because I'm having a lot of fun with this crazy Thea, but at the same time, I don't know how long it's going to take until it gets old. Now, moving on to Laurel's story. Now, disclaimer, I really like Laurel's character. I think she's grown a lot. I like her as Black Canary, but I felt this episode was not for her because she kind of just did what she wanted, you know, and I was a little annoyed with that, because something I loved about the development of her in season 3 was her friendship with Nyssa. It was a lot of fun, and it was cool how they bonded with each other. And then Laurel kind of just disrespects Nyssa, the person who really trained her, and she doesn't listen to her. She doesn't even, like, think about it. She just puts Sarah in the pit. Now, it's understandable why she does it, obviously, because we need to go to Legends of Tomorrow. But yeah, I was kind of upset of like how she just ignored everybody. I thought she kind of backtracked to who she was in season 2 when she was kind of in this annoying place. Because she wasn't an annoying character, I would say she was in kind of this annoying place. And she reverted back to that in this episode just to progress the plot. And I thought that was disjustice to Laurel's character. So I didn't like Laurel that much in this episode. And a lot of things she did, I didn't really agree with. And a lot of things Nyssa did, I did agree with. I'm glad to see her back in the show, but now I feel like she's going to be played as this antagonist character because of everything that happened. Unless, you know, Sarah does come back as normal, which she probably will with the Constantine episode. So, but it's a shame that they kind of broke up this Nyssa and Laurel friendship that I thought was a real highlight from season 3. So overall, I was a bit disappointed with this episode. The only things I really enjoyed from it was the Thea stuff, but I do think it's just one of those episodes you needed to progress the plot. I'm not saying they kind of did it in the right way, but it was an episode that was needed. So that's my opinion on this week's episode. A bit disappointed, but hope you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno. Of course, next week I'll have another Arrow episode review, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below, there's links from my comic book, like Father Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father Like Daughter. I'll see you guys later. Bye.